Hey everybody, welcome back to another Jackson Jet Setting Resort review. Today we're checking out the Royalton Riviera Cancun. It's an all-inclusive resort located in Puerto Morelos, Mexico, a little south of Cancun proper. It was just taken over by Marriott this past year, so it's a brand new type of property, and I wanted to check it out for myself and see what it was like. It's located maybe 25 minutes from the Cancun airport, a few miles off the main highway. You basically drive through some really gigantic mangroves to get to the beach area, which is where the resort actually sits. I'll say the immediate impression of the resort driving up is that this thing is huge. It is absolutely gigantic. There are 840 rooms at this resort in 3 different categories. There's the normal Royalton Riviera Cancun. There's the Diamond Club, which has some extra perks, which is what I was upgraded to as a Marriott Bonvoy Titanium. And then there is the Hideaway, which is adults only. And they're all located in different sections, which I'll show all of them to you in this video. So one major positive here is I was upgraded to a massive 1-bedroom suite as a Marriott Titanium member and into the Diamond Club. So I had my own butler, which was really cool, and this gigantic room for my quick little trip here to the Royalton. So 2 bathrooms, 2 full bathrooms, so 2 different showers, massive closet right at the entryway, and then there's of course a closet in the main bedroom as well. But looking into the living room, there's this huge wet bar with a huge bar that I'll show you in a second. A nice welcome amenity from them. This isn't all-inclusive, so all the drinks, all the food is included once you get on property. There are, of course, some upcharges for lobster and higher-end liquors, but they gave me 4 bottles of wine in my suite, 2 full mini bars full of beer, soft drinks, juices, and then 4 full-size liquor bottles that are completely included. And again, I could go to any bar on property and get a drink as well, but there was no shortage of alcohol in this room. Really loved that, and the butler was great. One thing I loved was if you are in the Diamond Club, you are able to make reservations for the restaurants. Everyone else has to wait basically in a standby line. And so they made me a reservation at the steakhouse, which I'll show you later, for 8 p.m. without even me asking. So that was really great. So this room obviously looks incredibly nice. I loved the king bed, loved the balcony that I'll show you in a second. And then the bathroom itself was huge, had this cool jacuzzi tub in the middle with a shower that had 2 shower heads, rainfall. So great for honeymooners, great for couples on a romantic trip, good for families too if you wanted to spread out in one room. One thing I noticed at this property compared to other properties at Cancun, there were a lot more Europeans on vacation. It seemed like they probably booked a package trip from London or Ireland. So a little bit different clientele. There were some Americans, of course, but just thought that was a little bit interesting. And then here is the balcony view that I had. So not a great ocean view from this room, but great view of the pool in the Diamond Club area. So this is theoretically only for Diamond Club members, and you have a bar there and a restaurant that's open. So let's check out the rest of the resort here. So this is pulling away from my tower and walking to the main lobby. So let's take a look at this resort. So for better or worse, this resort is gigantic. There are dozens of restaurants and bars throughout the entire place. Never a shortage of drinks for sure. I will say that the quality of the drinks weren't very good to my taste. A lot of times at all-inclusives you have to seek out the bartender that really makes the drinks the way you like them. I didn't really have enough time, I don't think, to find that, but I felt like the quality of the alcohol, they did have name brands, but nothing really high-end. For example, I like Reposado tequila in my margaritas, and only certain bars had that, and it often took some asking rather than just being proactively offered. So keeping that in mind if you visit the Royalton Riviera Cancun. Another thing was, it was really hard to find food, funny enough. There are a ton of restaurants, but the timings of the restaurants weren't really published anywhere, so you'd walk all the way over to this restaurant, and again, this place is huge, especially if you're going back and forth to your room. and you didn't know that the restaurant wasn't serving at that time. So keep that in mind if you come here. It wasn't my favorite aspect of the resort by any means. So this is the main lobby. This is where you would enter, and this would be your first look if you arrived on property. If you went to the right, there's the check-in for the Hideaway, which is the adults only area. I was led to the left, which is where the Diamond Club's check-in is. It's a private lounge. It has some food as well as bar, which was really nice. Located pretty far away from my actual room where all the Diamond Club rooms are, which I found kind of weird, especially with how much space there is at the resort. You're just going to do a lot of walking here. There's just no way around that. So right over there to the left is the main check-in area. That's where you would check in if you haven't been upgraded to the Diamond Club. I'm pretty sure that most Marriott Platinums and above would get upgraded to Diamond Club, but hadn't seen many reviews online as Marriott members yet, so I was happy to take the plunge here and find out some information for everyone here online. I hope that this video answers some questions. But right now we're walking past the excursion desks and towards the casino. Yes, there is a casino at the resort, as well as some of the shops. And this is also where the Diamond Club check-in and the Diamond Club lounge is. There's also an ice cream restaurant with some snacks right there in the middle. All the space is really pretty. I really felt like this resort looks to the eye like an amazing resort. So if you're looking for something that really feels high-end, this is definitely a good option. I just felt like the food and the beverages could use a little bit of work, especially compared to my other stays at all-inclusives in the area, like at the Hyatt Ziva or Hyatt Zilara, which I've always really enjoyed. One other great thing I loved about getting upgraded to Diamond Club was the hydrotherapy inclusion. So they have a spa, of course. This is Mexico. This is a resort. Spas are never really included in all-inclusive, so it's a good way for them to upcharge and make a little bit more money while people are on property. But the hydrotherapy circuit, which includes, a sauna, a steam room, and then a number of different jets in their giant indoor pool, was included for Diamond Club. So I did that. It took about an hour. We had someone guiding us station to station and watching over us. So I really felt like that was a nice inclusion. So just the fact that the resort has an escalator all the way down to the main pool deck gives you an idea of how massive this place is. So there's sort of a half story there that you see on the right hand side of this shot, and that's where the nightclub as well as the sports bar is. And then we're coming down to two of the main restaurants. Right there to the right is the Mexican restaurant, and then to the left is Hunter, which is the steakhouse. That's where I had dinner my night on property. But overall, really fantastic pool deck, as you can see here. So you have a pool bar on one side with some shade structures, which is great. And then they had sort of this activities pavilion in the middle that there would occasionally be activities going on in the pool, or at night, that's where the shows were. There are dozens of pools on property, but this is definitely the main one. This is sort of in the center of the resort. There's, I guess you could say, 4 different sections and 4 different wings of pools in between guest rooms. So right now we're in the middle left part of the resort, and we're walking towards the beach. And then if you kept going left to the very far side, that's going to be the kids area, and we'll show you that next. Now, one thing I noticed about this resort during my stay in February 2022 is that they definitely had a major seaweed problem. Not the fault of the resort, but I know that a lot of resorts clear that stuff out pretty regularly just to make the beach look nice. Wasn't not seeing that while I was here, so that was a little bit of a bummer. I know there's a ton of seaweed and it's a major problem in Mexico right now, but funny enough, down in Playa del Carmen and then up in Cancun on my same trip, I didn't see any seaweed. They weren't having an issue with it, and I don't think anyone really had to clean off anything from the beach, but the beach itself looks nice until you get to the water where the seaweed's sort of rotting and decaying. So not a great smell and not a great look if you flew all the way from the US or even Europe. But if you like sitting on the beach and you don't mind that, it's not a problem that they probably have year round, just certain times of the year. One nice thing too is that the Hideaway, the Diamond Club, and the regular part of the resort all have their own beach bars, so you can grab drinks right on the beach and be right next to the sand. Plenty of areas to hang out at this resort, lots of loungers and hammocks to read books. The resort was busy while I was there. I doubt it was full compared to what it was before the pandemic. There were a lot of lines for food at night at the sit-down restaurants. There's also, of course, a buffet that's open breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'll show you that in a bit. I thought that was very high quality and probably a highlight. But here is the kids area. So you have a pool right as you enter the kids area. You have Nibbles, which is sort of a beach bar and snacks stand with burgers and fries and chicken fajitas and that sort of thing. And then this massive kids play zone. I thought that this was really great. They had lots of slides, lots of splash pads, tons of kids having a lot of fun here, lots of cool theming. So this part I thought was a really big highlight. And if I had a small kid, I'm sure the small kid would really enjoy this. And then in the middle of this whole complex is Grazie, which is the Italian restaurant. That was the only place that I could really find open for a late lunch. I did check in around 2 p.m., hadn't had lunch yet, so needed to find a place after I got settled in and filmed a few things. And it was a little bit of a struggle trying to find a place that was open. So just keep that in mind and maybe, ask your butler for a schedule of times of restaurants. But overall, I felt like the pizza that I had here was pretty decent and got, service and beers and all that stuff. And overall was fine. But I feel like more on the Hyatt side, I've noticed there's always a place to grab food and always a place to grab high quality food for that matter. But then here's the other side, massive pool to play in, lots of people playing football and whatnot. And here, more of an activity pool versus sort of the lounge and drink in the more adults areas. Here's one of the interior courtyards of one of the towers. There's the kids club entrance. I obviously didn't enter there, but they do have a kids club, which is great. Right next to that is Taj, the Indian cuisine place. Didn't have a chance to try it, but there was an Indian wedding going on here, and it was pretty popular at night, so keep that in mind. They do post a ton of activities on their boards for guests to find out, what they might be doing during the day, as well as for kids. And then they have movies at night, which is cool. So lots of activities here. I think that's pretty par for the course. They always have a nightly show. The rock show, I'll show you in a bit, was not very high quality, and the acrobatics were pretty subpar, I think, especially compared to other places that I went to on this trip, which I felt like everything was very high quality. Of course, they have a hibachi place, which I just showed you, as well as Teens Club. Pretty much every place has a hibachi place. I know that's very, very popular for people. So if you are into that, it is there. And so now we're showing you a little bit more of the resort. This is all the Diamond Club area. You have a Tex-Mex grill in the middle of the pool area of the Diamond Club, and then you had a little grill there with chicken quesadillas, which was great, and then the beach bar, and some nicer lounge chairs, indicative of the little bit of an upgrade that you have at the Diamond Club. So yeah, it was around this point that I went back to Grazie and grabbed some food. Here's a shot of the menu in case you're interested. And then got a prosciutto pizza, a little bit different of an interpretation of prosciutto, but was pretty good. Not my favorite pizza I've ever had, but was definitely edible and did the trick before dinner. Nice turn down service here in the suite. So 2 services a day in the Diamond Club. I really like that. I loved the opening act of the rock show. I loved the setting too on the pool. So you had a cool location for people to hang out and have drinks and watch the show, and also in an open air environment. So that's nice with COVID. So went from that over to the steakhouse and had a steak, of course. Steak was high quality. I didn't think that the size of the steak was really that great, but a nice salad and presentation to start. The area was pretty busy. I think people were getting turned away at 8 p.m. until 9:30 if you were trying to walk up. So if you're looking for quick service. I don't think that this is really the resort at this time. Here's a shot of the sports bar that I went to after dinner. And I love these resorts at night. I just can't believe how many lights that they have to make sure stay on. But right under this main lobby at that door is the buffet, so I'll show you that in a second. So I finished off my night at the rock show. Wasn't all that great. Lots of mic issues and didn't seem very well rehearsed. But woke up early the next morning, wanted to get some shots of the pool for this video without people in it. So here's the Diamond Club again with that Tex-Mex restaurant kind of embedded in the pool, which I thought was really cool. They also had a tiki bar area right there in the pool. So you're able to get drinks, of course. Lots of pool chair saving and towels being put up, which I think is just so annoying. It's like 7:30 in the morning that I'm shooting this, and most of the chairs were already, quote, taken because someone came down and put a book on it. I don't like that. I don't do it if you're at a resort. Use the chairs that you plan on using, and don't go to breakfast for 2 hours and then come back. So now we're walking over to the Hideaway area, which is where the adults hang out. So they have a high-end breakfast. It's sit down, it's waiter service right here, and then there's a pool bar, some booths in the pool, which I thought was cool, and some nice rooms, of course. So plenty of place for the adults to hang out and not have any kids bothering them. So that might be an option for people as well. I couldn't find a way to book that with Marriott points. I didn't see that as an option, but it might be added in the future. Might be available as an upgrade too, but loved all of the features of the pool, like tables in the pool to hang out and have drinks with people. Really, I'm really impressed with how high-end everything felt in terms of the hard product here. I just think that there are definitely some improvements that need to be made in the soft product. That dog right there was my friend. He was hanging out on the beach a little bit, was cute, didn't bug anyone, just a cute little stray dog. Now, I was asked for my wristband when I ordered drinks at the Diamond Club, so I imagine the same thing would happen at the Hideaway. So just keep that in mind. They kind of keep things separate. I didn't really notice a huge service difference in the Diamond Club area versus the main parts of the resort, which is a little bit of a bummer if you were paying for that special treatment. So now let's go check out some breakfast. So this is the main buffet. Didn't really love how dark it felt in here. I feel like we definitely need things to feel bright and airy. You're in Mexico, you're on vacation. Same thing with the spa. The spa felt very dark, and I'd rather be closer to the beach for those sort of things. But tons of food here, tons of food stations. I had mostly Mexican food for breakfast and really, really, really loved everything I had. So breakfast gets a 10 out of 10 for me. Then after breakfast, you got to work it off. So let's check out some of the activities that you can do. They have, I believe, 3 tennis courts here, which was great. Turf, so not hardcourt or anything like that. A lot of places in Mexico do that. I think it's better for rain. Huge gym, lots of people using equipment, but multi-levels, lots of lifting stations. So really like that. If you're into the gym, it's there for you. But it's also located in the spa area, so you got to find the spa, and then you'll find the gym and the tennis courts. So I was walking around waiting for my transfer. I did want to get a shot of what the pool bar's liquor looks like, so you can at least try and see if you see your favorite brand there. I always sought out the Reposado, so there was Herradura. There wasn't really any consistency there, but you can see a cool shot of some of the activities in the pool, which I did love. So they were having sort of a race through this obstacle course before I left. Overall, the Royalton, I think for the price, it was about $250 a night for one person. Pretty decently priced, but I feel like if you pay a little bit more of a premium at some of the other resorts in the area, you're going to end up having a better time. It's up to you. It's great to earn Marriott points. Thank you for watching.